Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be breaking down the brand new LEGO Ninjago The Island 45-minute special trailers that were released. There were two of them that came out, and I did do reaction videos to each of them separately, so I'll be sure to leave links to them at the end of the video. But for now, we're going to be breaking down the trailer here, going over all of the details and my thoughts and opinions on it as well, and trying to break it down to see how it will lead into Season 14. So without further ado, let's get straight into it here and start breaking down the trailer. Alright, now we're going to start by breaking down trailer number 2 right here, and I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. So there we go, I just wanted to time it properly there, so we can see a look at the island here as a whole, and I have seen this in the previous trailer that was released, so we're not going to focus on this too much, and there are a lot of plot details that I've covered in separate videos as well, so I'm trying to not retread too much old ground at the moment. Of course, if it's relevant, I'll discuss it in this video, but we're just going to primarily go over what we're seeing within these two trailers. So we see the ninja basically wash up on the island right here, so very interesting because it seems like they do have the help of the Destiny's Bounty, so I'm wondering when this is going to kind of be taking place. It almost kind of looks like Lloyd might have his little markings there. I can't tell if those are the markings on the side there, but it seems that that kind of happens later on in the special, so I'll be interested to see when those show up and when they're kind of washing up here on land, because yeah, you can get a look at them there, and then we see the keepers as well, who seem to be there to capture them, and they're also trying to feed them to Wohira, or at least one of them, Jay, I believe is the one who they want to feed to that sea creature, and I did do a separate video on that, kind of discussing that more in depth, but we see them get taken here. They're going up like some escalators, I suppose. I don't know what to call it. Basically, you can see it on screen, so you know what I'm talking about. But here we see the catamaran right here, the villains one, and we can see Nia on there. We see Jay, and we can see Kai as well, so they've all been captured at least on that specific catamaran. And then we get to see Polaric right here, and sorry if I mispronounce any of the names of the keepers, because of course I haven't heard them said within the show yet, so I don't know the exact pronunciation, so I'm just going off of how I would pronounce it naturally. But this character seems like a lot of fun, because I've read some descriptions that he's going to kind of like disagree with himself, because he's going to have two different personalities depending on which head is speaking, so I think that's definitely really cool. You can even get a glimpse of it right here, where one of them seems very unsure and then the other one seems a little bit more confident here, so definitely quite interesting there. And he's walking in here to basically seems to be giving Jay some food here. It sounds like they're going to be pampering Jay in this one, because Jay thinks like he's being honored as like their king or something similar to that, but it's actually that they're like getting him ready to be fed to Wohira, so definitely not what he's going to want. And then here we can actually see Clutch Powers right there with his assistant Dwayne, and then we can also see, it looks to be that we see Zane here, at least that's who it looks like. Then you see Misako, you can see Sensei Wu, and I can't tell if anyone else is there in the middle, but it seems to be these three at least, and then you can see those two up there, and then some of the keepers on the sides, and they seem to be shocking them there, because it looks like they're trying to steal the storm amulet that's kept over here, so it seems like that's why they're being captured by these villains. And then if we move forward here, we can kind of see, we see Chief Mammotus right here, of course, a nice close-up of him, which I gotta say, I just absolutely love the design of these characters within the season. I'm not going to necessarily call them villains, even though they're kind of being portrayed as such within the trailer, but it actually sounds like from the character encyclopedia that they might actually not be the true villains of this special, and it might be someone else. So I'm gonna kind of keep it to just saying that they're like the keepers here and just the people living on this island. But here we can see Zane, we see Lloyd as well. They seem to be chasing them down there, probably trying to capture them. We get to see Nia as well, and then we get a nice big look here, which we have seen previously, but it just looks awesome. They're like hideout here. I really do love the look of that. It looks very ancient as well, and I love seeing the lights or the eyes light up right there, so I think that's very cool as well. And we get a little bit more from the dragon here, the jungle dragon, who is actually going to be like named Zippy within the season, and it seems like Nia is actually going to be the one teaming up with Zippy, so it's not actually going to be Lloyd. So I think that's very interesting, because they kind of show Zippy more so with Lloyd in this trailer, so I'll be interested to see how that kind of winds up panning out, or if they'll just all kind of share like ownership of this dragon. So I think that's really cool. The dragon does look very goofy, but I kind of like that because it just provides a unique sort of design for this dragon, and I welcome that as well. Of course, when you're going through so many different dragon designs, you're bound to get some really unique ones as well, which is definitely cool to see. And yeah, we basically get to see that. It seems like Lloyd kind of plays fetch with him to send him away right there. And then we see the dragon here, Zippy, seems to be causing some issues here for the keepers. He seems to be kind of thrashing them around right here, so definitely quite interesting. He goes specifically for this guy holding the coconut right there, as he just kind of runs away as quickly as possible, and you can see them chasing down the dragon right here, trying to go after him and shock him. And then we get to see the golem right here, which you can see it awaken right here, and it sounds like these, according to the character encyclopedia, are going to be like immune basically to the ninja's elemental powers, so it doesn't seem like these guys are going to be too easy to go up against. So I'm wondering how they're going to kind of wind up taking them down, or like something of that sort. And I don't really know what the allegiance is here. Like, do these golems like come to life like due to the lightning that they're using to kind of power them, it looks like. So I'm not too sure how that's going to kind of work, and if they're going to be like sent out to capture the ninja for the keeper. So I'm not too sure, but here we get a nice group shot of all of the ninjas, which I really love Zane's shurikens on his back right there. I think those look really cool. It would be awesome if we could actually do that on the minifigure. I think that would be quite cool. So I like how all of them look. I think that's very cool. Seems like it's going to be a pretty epic and intense battle, as we can see Zane trying to escape right there, and then we see them also running away as well, retreating. So very interesting there. And then we get a look at 4 of the ninja right here. We have Cole, Jay, Nia, and then Kai as well, and they seem to have been taken by the keepers right here. So very interesting there. They seem to be using their staffs right there, holding them up, raising them to seem to be powering the storm amulet right there. So it seems to be like either their power source or their like source of power. So I'm not too sure if they're like the ones gathering energy to power this storm amulet, or if it's actually powering them. And I know in the character encyclopedia mentions that it was actually given to them by the first Spinjitzu master, so that's definitely very interesting, and I'm curious if we'll see any sort of backstory to that within the actual special. I'm not too sure if that will wind up being explored, because of course it's only a 45-minute special, so I'm not sure how much ground you can actually cover, but it would definitely be interesting to kind of go over that as well. And we can also see Zane right here, so we get a glimpse at another of the ninja, which I did read Lloyd's kind of the only one who doesn't end up being captured immediately, so very interesting there. We get to see the storm amulet light up there, and then we see the logo for Ninjago here looking just epic, and that's all we have for the second trailer here. So now we're going to move on to the third trailer. Alright, so now we've got the third trailer right here that we're going to go over, and we'll go over this one a little bit more quickly because a few of the shots are repeated from the previous trailer. But first off, we can see the island there. Once again, we get a look at some bugs right here, and then we see Clutch Powers, Misako, and Sensei Wu right there, of course, the ones that first go to this island on their little expedition, I'm assuming to try to get that storm amulet. Then we get to see some of the bikes right here, which we can see Cole right there, and Nia as well. So it seems like they've either taken these bikes from the keepers or that they brought them themselves. So very interesting there. We get to see Twitchy Tim right here, who we didn't get a look at in the previous trailer. So very interesting there. And then all of the other ninja as well. And they seem to be looking at something here in the jungle. So I'm not sure what that could possibly be. Then we see Nia here going across a bridge. We also get to see, of course, kind of like your classic like send help sort of signal right here. So I think that's kind of cool. And it looks like it's actually might be written in the Ninjago language. I'm honestly not too sure. If someone can find out, or if someone just knows, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, because I am curious about that. And then we get to see Nia here being captured, of course, Kai and Jay, as we saw in the previous trailer as well. Chief Mammotus, once again, we get to see the storm amulet, and then we get a look here at Lloyd and Twitchy Tim together here. So it seems like they're going to kind of partner up together, because of course Lloyd seems to be the one who doesn't get captured immediately, so I assume he gets to kind of stick around with Twitchy Tim, and I've heard some theories that some people think Twitchy Tim might actually be a keeper in disguise. I'm not sure exactly if I believe that theory. It's definitely, of course, a possibility. I mean, really anything is at this point with how little we know about the character, but I'm not sure if that's the route they'll wind up going. But I know because you see like lightning around his hair sometimes, that seems like it could be the case, but also it could just be that he's been trapped on this island for so long that maybe that's the reason why. Then we get to see Jay once again being given some fruit. We see the golems here. We get a look at Lloyd there putting on his face paint there, and then all of the ninja descending there, and we get to see some action of them on their catamarans, so I think that's very cool to get a look at. Seems like that's going to be a lot of fun. Then we get a look at Nia here, doing something, kind of hard to tell what she's doing. Looks like she might get in a trap there or something, so not too sure what's going on there. Then we get a look at Kai right here and Nia, and they seem to be like captured by the keepers right here. You can see Cole, and then it seems like they get electrocuted, which, man, poor Zane, he definitely does not have a good history with being like electrocuted all the time. It's kind of like Jay always gets captured, Zane always gets electrocuted. It's kind of like these tropes that they keep using with the ninja, which, don't get me wrong, I like them. I think that they're quite funny how they're always getting captured and electrocuted, but it's definitely quite interesting. We see all of them, though this time getting captured right there, so very cool, really nice shots there. I love how the lightning looks. I think it just has a really cool design. We see Lloyd right there. We also get a look at one of the golems as well. This shot is really cool. I've seen a lot of people really loving this shot, and I can definitely really agree. I love how Kai looks here, how he's framed up with Cole there. It looks like they're getting serious, so very interested to see the fights in this special. Looks like they're going to be very epic in scale, so really excited for that. We see some of the ninja being captured here behind electrical bars, it seems, and you can see Zane, Cole, Kai, and Nia right there, so very interesting. Now we get a look at the ninja once again kind of running away there. We get to see Nia kind of going against two of the keepers right here, and it seems like she just completely annihilates them there with a little wave, and we get to see her once again going against one of the golems right there, and then we see Lloyd as well. It seems like that's kind of the fight where they're all in the circle. Once again, them on these little bikes here, which is really cool. I love how Twitchy Tim's like wearing a helmet and everything. He definitely seems overly concerned with his safety, which, I mean, I kind of can't blame him if he's been trapped on that island for a while. I'd imagine that he would be. And then we see Zane there. Look at the jungle dragon here looking very cool. Zippy, of course. And then we get the logo once again. So that's kind of everything that I'm kind of able to dissect from this trailer. Of course, there isn't too much more that you can take away. It seems like they're repeating a lot of shots, which I like because I don't want too much to be spoiled for this special. I definitely don't want any big plot points to be given away in any of the trailers. Honestly, I think 3 trailers are definitely enough, and I've done videos for all of them, so if you'd like to check any of them out, just be sure to take a look at my channel. And if you did enjoy this video, it would be highly appreciated if you could leave a like. Also subscribe as well if you would like to check out some of my other content. It's highly appreciated, so thank you so much. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.